And here it is, Italeri Bastogne Diorama Battle Set in 1/72 or 20mm scale. While this is labeled as a diorama set, it also has the Italeri Wargamer approved label, which means that you can use this set and all the figures in it in any World War II skirmish or wargaming rule set. There's quite a lot of things that you get in this box. I'm going to move this up. You get a wrecked house, walls and ruins, 24 German infantry in winter uniform, 36 U.S. infantry in winter uniform, a Sherman M4A3 Jumbo, a Sherman M4A3 76mm, a Tiger 1 Offs E, a Pak 40 anti-tank gun with 6 crew, an 8.8 centimeter Flak 37 anti-aircraft gun, and battlefield accessories. Definitely everything that you need in order to play this in any sort of World War II war game at 20mm scale. I'm going to flip this around. The backside shows an example of what the diorama could look like in terms of how you want to build it. As you can see, there's quite a few things in here that allow it to be a more winter themed type of set. And yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. Alright, right out of the gate is your instruction manual for building all of the models in this set. And we're going to take a closer look at that in a little bit. This is your bag of infantry. The green sprues are the U.S. infantry, and then the gray are the Germans. And we'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. Here are your two Shermans, the Jumbo and the 76mm. This is your Tiger. And then everything else that comes in the box, the battlefield terrain, the wrecked house, the walls, and all that fun stuff. So we're going to take a closer look at the models. First off, you get 3 sprues of U.S. infantry. I believe that all of these sprues are identical, so we'll just take a closer look at one of them. Bring this down a little bit. For 20mm scale, these are very well detailed, as you can see. Even their faces are well detailed. So you have a number of different poses and different weapons here. Like I said, you get 3 of these sprues. They're all identical. In fact, the 3 sprues that you have here are actually packaged into an individual box, link up above. And then next up, you get 2 of these German infantry in winter uniform sprues. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. Again, very well detailed. Number of different weapon options here. These do come in an individual box set, link up above. Although you only get 24, the individual box comes with 36, just like the U.S. infantry. Next up, we get the Pak 40 with the 6 crew. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Again, very well detailed model. Even the crew members are very well detailed. You can also get this in an individual box with the link up above. We'll just take a closer look at the sprues once more before I move on to the vehicles. Very well detailed. I'm very surprised. I was expecting a little less detail on these 20mm, so I'm very pleased. And then the U.S. infantry. So these are kind of like a cross between a soft and more firm plastic. These should be pretty easy to clip. But yeah. Okay, on to the vehicles. Here we have the Tiger. Again, pretty well detailed. Let's start with the main hull here, the top of the hull. This is a harder plastic than the figures, it seems. There's the bottom hull. It's nice that it has these pegs so that you can align the tracks pretty easily. And then the rest of the tank itself, there's the cannon, top of the turret, the tracks, which are really well detailed, and the other components to the tank. So next up, we have the Flak 37. Very well detailed. Both the Tiger and the Flak 37 come in individual boxes as well. Alright, time for the Americans. Okay, so we have the Sherman 76mm. This is the bottom hull right here. Doesn't look like it was actually connected to any of the sprues, but again, it has these little pins, makes it easier to align the tracks. 76 sprue, top of the hull, the tracks, again another well detailed option here. Your 50 cal, top of the turret, and then the cannon. This is the Jumbo. Similar bottom hull. In fact, most of it is similar to the 76 sprue, with the exception of the cannon here. So these are all in separate kits as well. In fact, I'll have links to all of the separate kits in the description, so you can see all of that there. One last look. Jumbo. And then the 76. Next up, we have the Battlefield accessories. It comes in 2 sprues. So the first sprue looks to be sandbags, tank traps, signage. Right here, some poles. And then the second sprue has fuel drums, more poles, and it looks to be more signage that you can put decals and stuff on. So, closer look. Very well detailed, nice hard plastic. And then the first sprue. Alright. Next up, we have the Ruined Walls set. So you have a number of different wall options, sandbags, stuff like that. Very well detailed. Definitely, in conjunction with the Battlefield accessories, make your diorama or battlefield for your war game much more thematic. And then lastly, we have the wrecked house. So, looks like a piece fell off. Get your walls, stairs, sandbags, a pipe, there's the door, all that stuff. And conveniently, comes with a cobblestone base. So, definitely nice to have this. That way you can transport your wrecked house or stow it away properly. Alright, so we have a few more things here before we look at the instruction manual. We have decals. Get this up closer. There's the Tiger decals. And then the decals for the Jumbo. Get this up closer. And then the decals for the 76. Lastly, we have the instruction booklet, or the build guide for all of the models in this set. So you have your American Infantry winter uniforms, German Infantry. This is just a paint guide, actually. It even has the paints that you should get and their part numbers if you want to paint them like Italeri does. So this folds out. Here's your Tiger instructions, as well as the paint guide. Assembly instructions for the Flak 37 and the Pak 40. The Jumbo instructions with paint guide. The 76 instructions with paint guide. And then on the other side will be the instructions for the Walls of Ruins and the wrecked house, as well as the battlefield accessories. And there you have it, Italeri's Bastogne Diorama Battle Set in 1/72 or 20mm scale. A great diorama set on its own, although because it's Wargamer approved, you can use this in any of your World War II skirmish or wargaming rule sets to recreate the Battle of the Bulge and the conflict at Bastogne. You have everything that you need to get started with that. You have wrecked and ruined terrain. You have 2 opposing forces, including armor and anti-tank and artillery, as well as battlefield accessories. Definitely a great value, great set to have if you're getting into 1/72 or 20mm wargaming. So, okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more unboxing videos from Wargaming Noob.